Kenny was driving. We were cool.
Oh yeah, Kenny. Yeah. We're lucky that way. Kenny doesn't want to drink.
Are you allergic to that too, Kenny? Or?
Yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah, it's like yeast
what
and.
What the fuck, dude? That sucks. How does that happen?
Well, too much bread.
Not supposed to be born. Oh, God. God. You remember all that anti-Christian things he just said? That's God punishment.
That's what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Welcome to the 80th episode of the Cast That Ends Creation. I'm your host, Chris Deering. This is a show where I interview bands and public figures from the mathcore adjacent communities. If you beautiful people and chat have any questions or comments, feel free to drop them and I'll try to read them aloud. If you like the sub, you get access to some exclusive emails as well as access to the interviews before they hit YouTube and other streaming services. You can sub for free by attaching Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. It's like taking $5 from Jeff Bezos' pocket and putting it into mine. If you're watching this on YouTube or listening to this in your car and have no idea what I'm talking about, the show is first shown live on Twitch. Join us every Sunday and Wednesday at twitch.tv/thecasthatends for the live cast. With that out of the way, let me introduce our guest today, who dropped their sophomore album, Lower Forms of Life, back in April through Ungodly Ruins Productions. Welcome in Logistic Slaughter. How's it going?
How's it going, y'all?
Hey.
Happening, brother. Thanks for having us on.
Dude, absolutely. You guys are amazing. Tell us who you are, what you do in the band.
I'm the vocalist. I'm doing all the vocals.
I'm Mike. I'm the guitar player.
I'm Spencer. I play a big guitar.
Bass.
Kendrick and I play the drums.
Alrighty. So what exactly is a Logistic Slaughter?
Jeremy, you got this.
It's a Logistic Slaughter is kind of, I came in, I didn't name the band, so I came in and kind of had my own take on it. If you want to know where its origins were, you could ask Andy Smith, maybe some of the other previous members. They'll have more of an idea. What I take it as is kind of, it's public execution in and of itself. It's like something you can feel good about, murdering someone, and everyone's kind of together in it. They feel good about it, like a hanging. You know, everyone would bring their kids. They'd have snacks. Everyone would line up. You know, it's like a thing to go to. And honestly, there's other examples of that. And even in today's world, when someone fucks up online, you know what I mean? Everyone's jumping on that train. They're all going to crucify you online. I write a lot about that kind of stuff too. You know, if it's all bad, it's kind of exciting for people and they can get together and really condemn someone. That's what Logistic Slaughter is. It's something that scares the crap out of me.
Alright, it's a different explanation than what I was expecting. But you did mention some past members. I was looking around, I couldn't find lineups that weren't this one. So, were any of y'all original members, or how's it going?
Kendrick and I are the original members.
We've had 7 past members.
That's crazy.
Jeez.
We started this band when we were fairly young, like 16, and we just kind of kept it going. Jeremy's been with us for the bulk of our career, though. So since, what, like 2012?
9 years?
Yeah, so about 9 years. Our buddy Andrew Smith used to do vocals for us before that, who's in Splattered now. If anyone's familiar with us, I'm sure they've heard their name as well. But this has really been the most stable lineup. The first album was Kendrick, I, and Jeremy, and Spencer joined. What has it been, about a year and a half ago?
Yeah,
that
sounds right.
So he's been a perfect fit, and this really feels like the strongest lineup we've had.
Absolutely.
Just musically and sort of, I guess,
Socially.
It's good to put it, socially.
Yeah, we get along really well, and that goes a long way. Even if you have a whole bunch of members who are just professional, amazing musicians, it won't matter if you guys don't get along. It'll show in your music, and it shows on stage if you guys don't get along. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. You guys certainly wouldn't make it, like, what, 13 years now is how long the band's been around? Yeah, you guys wouldn't have made it that far if you guys didn't like each other. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, Mike and I hate each other.
Yeah, we have a very content.
We have.
There's a reason why Spencer's between us.
Yeah. They don't talk to me directly anymore. They have to talk through me.
Spencer, tell Mike to shut the fuck up.
So you guys ended up dropping 3 EPs in the beginning. You dropped your full-length Corrosive Ethics in 2016. Now you're back with your sophomore album, Lower Forms of Life. What's different this time around?
A lot.
Yeah, I think Kenny. I think we'd all really agree is that like the band kind of proper really started with the first record, because all those other releases were with our former vocalist, and we were honestly just dumb kids trying to figure out exactly what we were doing, and I don't think we really had a musical identity at that
We
point.
were 16 when we dropped our first EP.
Dang.
So we were just like feeling it out, like getting our
Sea Legs kind of thing.
yeah, exactly, like figuring out like what metal meant to us and what this band was supposed to be. So, but Corrosive was definitely like that was okay. Like here's what Logistic Slaughter is. Like we've got a style. This is what we're here to say. And then Lower Forms is definitely a clearer wording of that, like a reinstatement of Corrosive Ethics, but just in a little bit more of a, I wouldn't say streamlined because it's still insane.
Yeah.
But,
I thought it was. Turns out it wasn't. Because I heard this mix, I was like,
we
this
thought
is
we were
nice.
writing a record that was coherent, but holy fuck, were we wrong.
Yeah, it's not coherent in a good way, but yeah, I think we really came into our own musically, like in a large part, really to Jeremy, because he has such a unique vocal delivery that I think it really really kind of shaped our direction we would go. So I feel like our band proper really started when he joined the band.
Is that why the 3 EPs aren't up on Bandcamp?
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of it feels like, I don't know, if we were to be posting our yearbook photos or something.
That's a good way to put it. That's a really good way to put it.
Yeah, I mean they're cool, but I think that it doesn't really fit what we're doing now, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I just want to address the drums that are going on. They're in their practice space, and there's drummers going ham. But anyway, continue, Jeremy. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, the production's the big difference in the 2 albums. That's what we were really looking forward to. Our writing changed a little bit, but for the most part, we were kind of using Mike. Mike was, we had another guitarist. We wrote some stuff with him, but for the most part, it was a lot of Mike's writing. So what really changed was the production. We wanted better production coming out of Corrosive.
Well, we
Because
can jump to that real quick. Mixed by Kurt Ballou and mastered by Scott Hole. Holy shit, that's insane!
Yeah.
Like, god damn it, it shows. It shows. This is really, really well produced.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
surprised that they took that on because we are kind of brutal death metal. We don't, again, we all like grind a lot. That's the kind of music that we're trying to make, but it's weird grind with a lot of like brutal death metal and kind of tech influence a little bit. But they don't always take on projects like this. They're not doing brutal death metal albums.
Yeah, like Kurt's usually like hardcore bands and shit like that.
Yep.
That's pretty
Yep.
crazy.
And we're at least a little bit enough like that to where he was like, yeah, makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, both of them independently said like, hey, this is something I don't normally do, but like, yeah, we'll take it on.
Yeah, we were big fans of both their work, and that's one thing that we were very, very particular about, was trying to get the right production and sound for this record, because we're not, at least speaking for myself personally, I'm not like the biggest fan of kind of the modern production sort of trends of like over quantized or over clean production.
Right,
Like,
where you
I-
record every note and then like string them together.
Yeah, like we wanted the album to be able to have kind of a vibe and an atmosphere, and I think that's something that's lacking in a lot of current productions. Have like more of a sonic identity to it. So, we knew those guys could do that, obviously. And that's one thing Kurt's so good at, is he can take this like very noisy kind of music, make it sound very clear, but also still have a lot of vibe to it, essentially, for a lack of a better word. Yeah.
Right, kind of like if y'all are playing right in front of the listener.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, because our live performances are where what we really, that's the best part of our band is it is our live performances. We're kind of a better live band than all the rest. Our live performances are good, so we kind of wanted a more live sound.
Well, we're talking a little bit about your music, like your style. I would say you're definitely brutal death metal, but you're way more than that too. You got a lot of odd time signatures, very dissonant moments, some moments that are really proggy sounding. Even all in all, it's super interesting to listen to, and much more than most brutal death metal bands where it all sounds kind of the same. Even besides just like the techie bands where it's like overproduced, like there's a lot of brutal death metal. It's just like low chords the whole time. So what are the major influences going into your music?
There's a lot.
Yeah, we all come from very, very different backgrounds, and like we're not afraid of mixing that all in. You know, like, like Mike, what are you influenced by for the record?
Yeah, so for me, it's a pretty eclectic range, and that kind of goes for all of us. Like for me personally, I did the bulk of the songwriting. A lot of it was Voivod, if you're familiar with them, kind of 80s.
A little familiar.
Yeah, but like 80s, you can roughly call them thrash metal. Again, they're a lot more than that. They kind of came out of that era, but they're kind of one of the earliest sort of dissonant sounding bands. Yeah, they're like a huge influence on me. But I don't know, honestly, like a lot of other styles of music too. Like I was listening to a lot of jazz when I was writing a lot of his tunes. Also, Immolation too, if you're familiar with them.
Oh yeah, fucking Immolation rules, man.
Yeah, talking about dissonance, and also like I think that's one band that's common between all of us that I think we really like the fact that their records are they have a vibe and they're atmospheric, and we kind of wanted to have some of that in our production, And then a couple bands we all share would be like Pig Destroyer and Cattle Decapitation. We all have like really varying tastes, but those seem to be like the two really consistent bands that we all kind of share in common. Yeah, I mean, what were some of your influences, Jeremy?
Oh, I'd say vocally it started with Lamb of God, like probably back in like 2008 or 9. I was kind of trying to sound like Randy Blythe, and it was like one of the easier ones to do for me. And then moving forward, I think with Corrosive Ethics, I picked up on a lot of Matty Way's vocal patterns in Abominable Putridity's Anomalies of Artificial Origin. All his patterning in that is still the best patterning I've ever heard, like with like a guttural range, or it's his pattern. I mean, he's not doing highs or screeches or anything like that, and it is kind of like mids, but the patterning is just like beyond. So I was trying to pick up on that and mix that with kind of what Travis Ryan is doing a lot. That's my favorite vocalist. I am taking a lot of influence from Travis Ryan, but
you definitely hear that in your vocals too.
Yeah, it shows up. But again, what's really cool is I mentioned this in our last interview is if you are trying to make your own sound, more than likely you've got things in your head already that are that you're taking influence from, and you're kind of trying subconsciously to copy that, whether you want to admit it or not. You are trying to copy the things that you're taking influence from, and so it ends up coming out as something brand new no matter what, because it's almost impossible to like down to like the exact tone to copy a vocalist or a guitar, or anything like that. So it ends up coming out as something. It ends up coming out as something new. So I don't think I sound like Travis Ryan. I don't think, it's similar, but it's its own. It's for sure its own thing.
Oh,
but
sure.
I take influence from lots of shit, man. I think I started listening to nu metal first because I didn't have anyone to show me death metal. I mean, I knew the name Slayer, and I knew, I had never heard of like Cannibal Corpse, Sepultura, Immolation, fucking any of these guys. I didn't have anyone to show me all that stuff. So it was a lot of nu metal until like around 2009, something like that. And I had some buddies that I knew really well who were trying to get me into this shit. And I think Lamb of God was like that bridge. And then from there on, it's just about everything. There's genres that I don't prefer, but I can find good songs and stuff that I like in almost any genre. Any genre has got a good song somewhere hidden away.
Well, I would say your vocals are a big part of like why the band's like great. Because you go from some extreme stuff like regular exhales, and then you have the inhales happening. Just randomly, you do this weird thing that's like kind of ovulating, I guess is a good way to say it. I would try it here, but I don't want to like hurt the listeners'
I can
ears.
teach you how to do it in like 5 seconds.
And so that's like an actual technique then. It's not like a pedal you're using or an effect or something. That's
No,
fucking
I stole
sick,
that.
dude.
I stole that from a band called Glossectomy, and I was trying to do it one night while we were practicing, and Kenny was like, "Stop, stop, stop! Everyone, stop! What the hell are you doing?" And I was like, I don't know. It's just I said, I'm sorry. I'm fucking around too much. And he's like, no, do that the next time, that we're going to record something or whatever. It's just Glossectomy, but I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Dude,
I think a lot of people ask me, they're like, is it all inhales or is it like both? Or is it, I think it's hard to tell sometimes whether it's
both, isn't it?
It's both. Yep. The whole time.
Sick. Fucking sick.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
You ever heard of this band Circle of Dead Children?
Yes.
Dude, I was gonna say their vocalist is really like dynamic too, and I was wondering if that was like one of your influences as well.
It was. Mike gave me those. He gave me 2 of their albums because he had like doubles or something, and I listened to them. They are kind of grindy. And Jeremiah Blue Jensen from Guttural Secrete, that's like his favorite band.
Dude, yeah, they fucking rock.
It's
actually the second podcast in a row where we're talking about Circle of Dead Children.
Circle of Dead Children is, everyone sleeps on them. No one knows who the hell that is, I feel like. Not enough people know them, dude.
So, I can't find the lyrics for either of your full lengths, actually. I was kind of searching the internet. Can't find them anywhere. Why aren't they available?
I don't know. No one's written them out. I could try and put it. Yeah, I should get on that. I could put them all on Dark Lyrics. That's where I find all my... you ever heard of that website? Darklyrics.com?
Yeah. Put them up on your Bandcamp also.
Yeah, they're on, they're in the CD booklet.
That's true, yeah. But even that, like, we used our own font, and the end results, like, it's like legible. It takes a second, yeah. So we really should post them on.
Well, so what are the lyrics about?
They're all specific to things that scare me, and a lot of them are existential. Almost none of our songs are about the basic like torturing women or anti-establishment, a little bit of anti-establishment. Streamline Casualties is about a car accident and car accidents in general and how fucking scary that is to me. I drive for a living. I've been driving for a living since I was like 16, like since I could work. And I'm good at it and I like driving. I'm okay with it, but it is fucking terrifying. It's a terrifying concept. And I just hadn't seen, actually Cannibal Corpse, the first song off of their first album is about a car wreck and everything that's going on in it, like with this family that just enjoyed like a day at the beach or something like that, and it starts going through like describing all the body parts coming out of the car and the glass and just everything that's going on. But it's specific to me, and it is kind of like, to me again, that's a logistic slaughter. There's no passion in, behind like a car accident that kills 9 people. There's not. It's like, again, I wouldn't want to change the band name to something like Mundane Slaughter or like, the banality of slaughter, you know what I mean? Or something like that. But that's what it is. All these songs are based off of there's a passionless death, you know what I mean? Passionless death, or, everyone getting together and having the same passion to kill. But none of it's torture. None of it's like super anti-establishment. None of it's like Satan worship and kind of like the same shit that I've been hearing about for the past God knows how long. But
so they're all gory though. They're all like about death and
kind of, not necessarily either. We have Condition Complacent. There's no gore in that at all. There's no death or anything in that. That's a lot of talking about how everyone's so comfortable with. People are more comfortable with being told what to do than making their own choices, and there's a certain comfort there. It's natural to be told what to do and how to live your life and what to like and when to do this, when to do that. It varies, man. I'm passionate about what I'm writing about, but a lot of it is really particular to my fears. So I'd have to go through like every song specifically. They're all really different. But yeah, there's lyrics in the booklets. There's lyrics in the booklets, and you can check them out that way.
Oh, no one's gonna open up a CD to look at the booklet, right? Like everyone's just gonna hold on to those like sealed up and sell them like for $50 10 years down the line or whatever, right?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think you're being a little generous towards us. Yeah.
No one's gonna
feel like
save our
we're-
reputation.
like
I had some friends try and get me to sign the booklet, and I'm like, dude, they're like, in case you get famous, man. And I'm like, I'm not. I'm like, it was people who don't listen to metal. They're like, you have a like, this is like a band, like you're famous, right? No. Would I be working? Would I be driving a truck for a living if I was fucking famous? Dude, they don't.
That's fucking great, man.
Yeah.
So, Mike, you were saying you wrote most of the stuff. How do the rest of you guys fit in with actual writing process?
So, I mean, if I were to quick throw these guys cred, I come up with like the structure of it, but the song doesn't really truly become the song until everyone's like involved. You know,
Yeah, for sure.
I'm kind of more like the starting point, and then we all work together. I should preface it with that. Yeah, I'm the catalyst, but I'm not like coming up with everyone's parts or anything like that.
Everyone's coming up with their own parts independently.
Yeah.
But
This time it was very.
Yeah, I was surprised to find out that people write, some guitarists, they'll write the lyrics for the book.
I've been
I was
finding
really-
that out recently too. It's crazy,
Bro,
right?
fucking dude, George Fisher isn't writing that stuff, and that really fucking blew my mind. I'm not like, that's so weak, you know what I mean? I'm not like bagging on it or anything, but it was really surprising to me. I can't believe they write his parts and stuff. There's nothing wrong with it, but it was really surprising. But
There's
yeah, it
a
starts
lot
with
of
my-
bands actually where one member like does everything, everyone else just
Yeah.
kind of shows up.
writes
Like
all the other instruments.
Exactly.
Everyone just hands it to people and says,
Program
"Play it."
drums and shit. Yeah, that's not how it works. Sorry, I didn't mean to give that impression.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't at all. Like, I'd figure that's how most bands are, where like the guitarist brings in the songs and
I'm
stuff.
basically a genius. No.
Mike told Jeremy exactly which vocal things to do and exactly.
Yeah,
how-
right.
Jeremy, you do kind of a
Okay.
I want to see a widdity do.
Yeah, I don't know. I think one of the reasons I did such weird vocals is so you guys could never get anyone to fill in for me. Good luck.
Totally, yeah.
I think we're
go learn my parts, guys.
So we were already talking about how it was mixed and mastered by Kurt Ballou and Scott Hull, but who did the actual recording? Did you guys do it yourselves?
it was all over the place. It was
Yeah.
like Franken recording.
That was a big learning lesson with this. Was
Literally everyone recorded at a different place. I recorded drums
Really?
at Rapture with Cody, Cody Fuentes. Mike recorded
Spike.
from Spike.
Mike recorded at Atomic Garden, which was amazing.
Yeah, our buddy Jack.
with Jack,
Yep.
who's a god. Spencer recorded at home.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy
I
recorded
had like a month.
with
Yeah.
with.
I got a guy in San Jose named Toshio, and I'm never going to anyone else.
Oh, it's
Straight
crazy that y'all are able to record at all these different places and it just like kind of fits together. I guess that's what happens when you give like freaking gods, you know, your music.
Yeah.
You can handle that shit and they'll follow it for you.
Yeah, it was definitely that was definitely a big learning lesson because it definitely complicated a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
switching between DAWs and stuff. But
Oh
we've
my God.
learned our lesson. Like
Yep.
we know how we're gonna do it next time. So
Fucked up
Exactly.
dates, fucked up schedules. Yeah, it was a cluster.
I mean, every time we record a record, like I'm sure anyone else who's in a band knows, like you kind of learn each record or each recording process. Like it's a learning experience, you know.
So were y'all doing that because of like COVID restrictions, or were y'all just doing that because it's how your life
No,
had to go?
it's because we're still learning, dude. Like, there's nothing to prepare you for this. You can kind of research some of this stuff and check people out, but honestly, every time we record an album, it's war. It's just like you're trying to race, against the clock and money, and we're trying stuff out because again, there's no book, there's no guidebook to this whole thing. Everyone's kind of doing something different, and when it's done, it's done. That's it. There's your record. You're not gonna,
finish the record like right before all this happened.
yeah, man.
And
Well,
once
so y'all been sitting on this for over a year then?
we were sitting on it for a while, mostly because of COVID. We figured we would take our time and kind of figure out the release plan and also see, how long all of this would go down, whether we would be able to kind of tour on it. But I think we ultimately decided like
I recorded drums in what?
we want to release it.
2018?
Yeah, you recorded drums before that.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So we've been sitting on it for a minute, but it's good to finally get it out.
Oh yeah,
Um,
man.
Yeah.
So we got the cover up on screen right now. What the hell is that? I guess it's like a wolf that's all fucked up, or
It's this artist that we found on Instagram that's fucking insane.
Incredible.
yeah,
Like-
it is Dusty Ray is their name.
Yep.
Their whole Instagram profile is insane too. Like it's
Yep.
great.
Yeah, their art's incredible. Yeah, we basically just reached out to them and said, like, asked if they had like sort of a licensing deal because we loved like their work so much, and
Super down.
yeah,
It's
it's super cool. Yeah, and it worked out super well, and we tried to contact them initially, and then yeah, it took us a couple times to get a hold of them, but finally, like, it worked out. It was perfect. Super chill person to work with. Yeah, so
Yeah.
very-
So is it a commission or did you buy it off the like as is?
no commission schedule, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
We were trying to get on it, but like that just never ended up working out. But like, yeah, it was just up and available. There were a few that we were looking at, and we got two of them. We got this one, and then the Falling Dog, which we used for
like insert for the art.
album, and then also for
You could see like a monochrome version of it,
Oh, that's
which is
cool.
yeah. But yeah, so it's basically a licensing deal. They still own the rights to their art, obviously, but
Yeah.
we paid a licensing deal to use it for merch and for the album cover.
definitely a lot
Yeah.
cheaper than Dan Secret.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah,
Have y'all tried to buy the actual painting?
No.
Oh, you
So just-
should, 100%.
Yeah, so I mean, I bought like a print of it, but yeah, they still own the rights to the art and everything,
Yeah.
which is like, I think it makes total sense too.
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing. If anyone wants a legit print of the full art, they can totally just hit up, their Instagram and their shop and buy it. So yeah, definitely support Dusty, incredible artist.
Yeah, Dusty's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have some of his art in my house on the walls. He was like, "Yeah, it's all good." Yeah.
So what do you guys put on your hot dogs?
I just had hot dogs an hour ago.
Hey, there you go. You got the
That
best answer then.
That is
What
a
do we got?
massive trip. Kendrick, what do you put on your hot dog?
Huh?
Kendrick,
What?
you want to take this one? What do you put on your hot dogs, man?
I can't eat anything that resembles a hot dog. If it looks like a hot dog, I can't have it.
Why?
I will put relish and ketchup and mustard on a hot dog, and then I'll look at it.
Kenny is allergic to
Everything. You can eat like 3 things.
I saw y'all's tour documentary thing. So okay, that's when y'all
Yeah.
were getting the fish or the shrimp or whatever. Okay.
I bought that shrimp round, and I was fucking dumb
Shrimp
enough
round.
to leave it on the dashboard while we slept, and this shit like melted, like all the.
We were in like Utah.
Oh, it was bad.
It was so hot.
It dripped down into the AC unit, and the whole car just smelled like bad shrimp.
Jesus Christ, dude, that's the worst case scenario.
Yeah. Yeah, I do mustard, ketchup, and mayonnaise. That's what I do.
Simple man with simple pleasures. I like it.
Yep.
I would do ketchup and mustard on my corn dog. So that's my exception. I'll fuck with
Okay.
corn dog.
I think a corn dog is close enough to a hot dog. We'll let that slide. I like it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Spencer?
Ketchup and potato chips.
Ooh, getting fancy. Alrighty. I've heard about the little deep fried onion little things, but potato chips, that sounds insane too. I like that. What flavor potato chips you putting on that?
Regular. Can't
Okay.
taint it. Yeah.
Okay. I like it.
I can't eat a hot dog without cheddar and sour cream ruffles.
Yeah.
That's literally what I. Yep.
Good combo.
Is that just because that's what they had at the barbecue, and like we remember it from when we were kids, and so we just have to chase that feeling?
Yeah, we
Oh, I
gotta
feel
chase the high
nostalgic.
forever.
That's true. I mean, I feel that.
So you guys dropped this on Ungodly Ruins Productions. How'd you hook up with them?
They shot us a deal. They shot us a deal that sounded really good. We were already, I mean, this whole thing's kind of been moving pretty slow because partially we're parting ways with our last bassist, and we were kind of trying to find someone to do that, but we were still writing him, in the meantime, but it all kind of had to come together. We wanted a bassist on the album. And then besides that, we're looking at some labels. I think we sent some stuff to NSE. They didn't get back to us. There's we're looking at a couple different labels, but ended up sticking with these guys because they gave us a great deal. And honestly, they've been the most responsive and just easy to work with label that we've had so far.
Yeah, and shout out to Barbaric Brutality too, who is the label who put it out, and they were awesome too. Incredible guys to work with, super responsive. Yep. They put out really quality stuff. If you're into sort of the tape game, the tape collection of brutal death metal or death metal in general, you should definitely check out Barbaric Brutality.
Barbaric Brutality, man.
Barbaric Brutality, is that what it was?
Yes.
Yep.
I was wondering where the tapes were because I saw a post on Facebook, not one on Bandcamp. So okay. So you guys have a YouTube channel. It's kind of small, but I really like some of your content, like the tour diaries you guys did. You only did part 1 though. Where's the rest of it?
I know.
It's about to come out.
Yeah. Okay, are you for real or are you joking?
For real. It's put together. I just have to just tighten it up a little bit. But yeah, it's in the show.
I mean, most of the footage we have is from like before our current lineup. You know what I mean? I have like hours and hours of video footage of the last like 9 years. I want to put all that together, but I suck at. I don't know the first thing about video editing, and I'm working like 13, 14-hour days every day, so I'm mostly just sleeping. Yeah,
and we'll be posting some of that stuff Jeremy's talking about eventually. But yeah, the next thing we're going to be dropping is the last half of that little tour doc, which are just basically putting the finishing touches on it and going to drop. We also
I want people to see it. I really do. I'm glad that's cool that you care about that even. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's awesome, man. Just like dumb shit happening. I'm down with it.
Yeah, man. We have so much of that. Honestly, we watched it. I think Kendrick, Mike, I think Spencer might have come over that night too. But we watched all of it. It's on the laptop I'm doing this on right now. It's all on here. It's hours of just shit from like a decade of Logistic Slaughter. And I really do want to put that stuff out too. Some of it is genuinely fucking hilarious, and it's a good insight into like what it's like for a shitty band to tour and play shows.
Yeah. That was the tour with Internal Bleeding and Embryonic Devourment and Depulse, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That must have been insane. Like going out with like Internal Bleeding, like that's pretty fucking insane.
They were fucking awesome. They treated us so well. And this is our tour with this guy too. He jumped in like last minute, learned hella stuff, and then after that tour, he joined the band full time and busted out the bass tracks for the record. Which, by the way, you said you only had like a month to pull it together before our mixing date, and he fucking crushed it. So we got to give him kudos.
Yes. Hell yeah, man. So speaking of shows, you guys are actually back to starting to play shows, right? Like you have one scheduled. Is that your first one back?
Yeah. It's August 28th in Oakland with Vitriol.
Okay.
Yeah, should be a banger. Anyone out in the Bay Area should definitely come out.
And Dismembered Carnage.
Yes, that's right. They just got added. Yeah, our homies. Yeah. So it should be a good show at Golden Bowl if anyone in the Bay Area is familiar.
So what's your best show been so far?
Oof. Jeremy, you want to take this one?
Yeah. What year was that? BADF 3,
2016.
I think.
It's second one.
Okay, it was 2. Bay Area Death Fest 2. We got a really good time slot. It was like when everyone was coming in the doors.
The best time slot. Okay.
Dude, honestly, yeah. I mean,
is it really?
Believe it or not, if people don't know your name too well, then something like that can make a huge difference. And if you play well, you play well and you got a good stage presence and you got a good time slot, it makes for a really good show. I think there was like
400.
I don't know how many. It was a couple hundred people. I don't think it was 1,000 or anything like that. But they pretty much filled the metro.
Jesus
and
Christ!
yeah,
For the opening band, like holy crap!
we weren't opening. I think
we were like pretty much in the middle.
Oh, okay, okay. The way you said that made me think that you were opening band. Okay, I get what you're saying now. Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, like people were already playing. There had already been like 3 bands that played or something, but they weren't even letting like people in yet. Like they were like barely coming in. And by the time we started playing, it was like everyone was there. Like it was full. Like they got everyone through the gate. And I think it was like a 15-minute set or something real short like that. Oh, and we played a cover of Bomb at the Soul, and it went really well too. And it just I was drunk. I was drunk. So that could have gone really bad. I can tell looking back at it, some of the stuff I was saying, I wasn't speaking like all that well, but we were having a really, really good time. And honestly, man, if the band looks like it's having a good time, I think it makes it easier for the crowd to get weird and have a good time too. Honestly, that's one of the things that we lean into. I know that my jokes and my stage presence sometimes really sets off certain crowds in certain cities. They don't like it. They don't like the joking around. They want you to look tough. They want you to be brutal. And anything that's not that is not going to go over well. They don't want to hear me talk. And I catch on to that pretty quick. But Oakland, San Francisco, Oregon, Washington, these places love the weirdness. They like they're still down with the non-traditional shit, which we definitely are. We're not traditional metal. We're not really a traditional band on stage either necessarily. Besides, like the windmills that these guys do with their long hair and stuff. Other than that, it gets weird. But that was our best show. Yep, BADF 2.
Alrighty. What about the worst show you guys have played?
That I can't even think.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with. We had a show. You know what? We've had some bad shows in LA.
Yeah.
A couple times. I mean, I hate to base it off of like the crowd's reaction because that's silly. I think we could still play a good show, and even if the crowd's not feeling it, we still played well. You know what I mean? But I think we had a show in Texas in a bar. I think it would come down to the individual person between these guys. We'd all have like our own worst show. It wasn't. Right. I don't think we can all agree. I had a bad show in Texas where I was not in the mood. And I was having a hard time on tour, and I just didn't. I wasn't talking to the crowd at all.
Yeah, I think the ones that really bummed me out, which happened more kind of in the early days. I mean, they still happen sometimes, but like when there's like 4 people there and they're like in the back and their arms crossed and they just look so indifferent. It's like, I just want to elicit some sort of reaction out of you. Like if you were pissed or it's just like literally just like watching us, so at least like observing us, but like no sort of tell on any impression, which like, I think it's just so weird. It's the indifference that gets me.
Sitting back there with the arms like that, they'll come up to you and say "good set, man," and then walk off.
Like sitting in the bar, with one arm, drinking their beer.
Did you guys play already? Yeah, that was sick.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, dude, it's almost worse sometimes when you're playing a show on tour and it's just the bands that you're touring with watching you.
Yeah.
So when they do come up afterwards, they're like, "Great set, man," and I'm like, "I know you don't. You had to say that, like honestly, because you're the only people here."
Yeah, it's like playing. I don't know. When you played sports as a kid, you had to tell the other team "good game." Like it's just obligatory.
The teachers would line up the 2 different teams, and they would come together and slap each other's hands.
Yeah, man, that's literally it. That's literally it.
Yeah.
Okay, so weirdest show then. We've had people play for 5th graders at an elementary school. Had people play in a kindergarten. I don't know why it's so many at schools, but there are. Anything weird happen to you guys?
Wait, I think I don't know. There's two things, but I wasn't even in the band, so I can't say. I don't have like a weird show. There was a show that they played outside. Like
lack of venue.
Yeah.
Lack of venue. Lack
Yeah.
of venue is what we call it. And yeah, it was outside, like downstairs from this like jam space. It was super. I think Wes was in the band, dude.
South San
Wes was
Francisco,
still in the band.
and it was fucking cold outside. No one
Super
could play.
cold.
It was a bunch of technical bands, and nobody could warm up because it was so
Yeah.
fucking cold outside. And so we're
But
just
did
like
you guys?
in the parking lot, like trying to keep warm.
Yeah, trying
And the
to
bands
play.
are just like clunking through their set, like after fucking clunky set. Like you get on, you're like, oh fuck, like
Yeah.
you're like stiff, and you're just like
Shivering. Yeah.
arming through everything.
That was fun. Yeah.
It was super weird. Did you guys play that church with
Septicemia.
Septicemia. All right, we used to be Kenny and I used to be a band called Septicemia, and we played like a church, which was pretty cool.
that was a weird one. It was weird playing in a church with a bunch of death metal bands. One of them, I don't remember who the hell it was. It was this kid that would always play with his shirt off and really like poofy boxers sticking out over like his pants up top. And he put like fake blood on him all the time. Who the fuck was that? It was like something Carnage.
Oh yeah, it was probably Dismembered Carnage.
We're
Yeah.
playing-
Dismembered Carnage. That's it. Yeah, they played. And he was getting, dude, he was getting real blasphemous in front of Jesus. That whole show. He was getting real blasphemous in front of Jesus.
Exactly. No.
I want to make sure that everyone knows that's a fucking joke. Fuck Christians.
Oh no, you're just watching. Spence, I think you're going to bring up Odessa, right?
Yeah, Odessa was that wasn't even like a
It was like a storefront.
yeah.
No, it's like a co-op. Like,
Yeah, it was like an
Weird.
artist. We played an artist co-op in Odessa, Texas, and there was like, it opened with like a Midwest emo band.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
like his vocals.
yeah,
No, it
yeah,
was cool, but it was a very odd bill.
yeah.
Yeah.
And there was
It was weird. I'm gonna stick with that. You're right.
Mhm.
You're right,
Yeah.
dude. That one was fucking really weird. Oh, that kid got kicked by
Yeah.
what's his name? Smiley kicked him in the chest.
yeah onto a
So
cement
bad. Dude.
I've never even heard of shows happening in Odessa. So that's crazy that you guys like got a show together. I guess. How did that even happen?
place.
I think it was one of those routing dates. I think it just made sense with the route.
Yeah.
You might as well book a show, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it was fun, and like afterwards, we like hung out at the venue and got super trashed and like blast like King Diamond, and they had a bunch of plastic folding chairs, and I think it was the embryonic devourment dudes who had this idea of setting up the plastic chairs, and they had this gigantic like wooden pinwheel.
Spool.
Spool, there you
Yeah.
go. A gigantic wooden spool, and we just like started bowling with them.
I want to clarify that the venue owners left all the touring bands in the venue.
Bad idea.
Like no one was there. No staff. No one who owned the building.
They let us spend the
Oh,
night. Yeah,
left all the kids and no supervision, huh?
yeah. Exactly.
It was
Yeah,
like,
dude.
So we just stayed there all like till like 4 a.m. probably
Yeah.
3-4 a.m. and just like fucked the place up.
Why would they leave you? That's crazy.
I have no idea. They did not care about their building at all because they're basically like, go ahead, I know you're responsible. No,
Like you have no idea who.
no,
we are.
we're not, dude. No, that was like one of the only times we really got to hang out on tour with everyone.
Yeah.
Because unless you're on a bus tour, you're going to be driving most of the time and not really getting to hang out with the other bands too much. You know, you get there and you have maybe a couple hours, like maybe an hour or two before your set, state to state. So that was one of the only times we all got to actually hang out, and it was really good. It was hella fun. I don't remember a lot of what we
we were pretty wasted by the end of that.
were.
We had a DD though. Kenny was driving. We were cool.
Oh yeah, Kenny. Yeah. We're lucky that way. Kenny doesn't want to drink.
Are you allergic to that too, Kenny? Or?
Yeah.
Are you really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like yeast
What
and
the fuck, dude?
I
That
know,
sucks. How does that happen?
well, too
Yeah,
much bread.
Not supposed to be born.
Oh god.
God.
You remember all that anti-Christian things he just said? That's God punishment.
That's what happened.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
You still.
The words of Dan Sykes, blame it on
Yeah,
God.
dude.
So, what was the last thing you guys listened to? Could either be a song, an album, commercial jingle, whatever.
Who wants to go first?
I had
check
Licia from Akeldalma, the Faceless album, stuck in my head like all fucking week. So I listened to it like 5 times in a row so I could just get it over with.
And it's still stuck in your head, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. Actually. It's like one guitar part that keeps playing over and over again in my head. I don't know what. I hadn't listened to that album for a long time too. It's just, I constantly have a song stuck in my head, 24/7. I wake up with a random stupid ass song. I don't want to wait. You know, and I don't know. I haven't listened to that song for hell of long, or just some weird shit. Sleep Train. You know. Fucking not, and it doesn't bug me because I don't, but I will be using it like while I'm doing stuff all day. I'm like, ticket to a better night's sleep. working at work, but I think Licia, I think that's how you pronounce it. It's got some like epic ass, I don't know what to call it, like atmospheric part in like the middle of it where it gets all like techno-y and shit. Love that album, man. I forgot about Faceless for a while.
I haven't heard that album in so long, man. I always go to Planetary Duality whenever I check out Faceless.
Of course, yeah. Planetary is so fucking cool, dude.
That's people's favorite, I think, in general, you know?
Yeah.
It's the 7th album.
Dude, I think Akeldalma was like one of maybe like five or six bands that my buddies were trying to get me into before I started liking metal. And dude, yeah, that Faceless album is so fucking cool, man.
You want to go next, Spence?
Yeah, Kendrick. Or Spencer.
The last thing I listened to today when I got here, I was listening to Ghost Main.
Oh,
Okay.
Guilty pleasure. I love that guy.
Yeah, man, dude. Spencer has the freshest perspective on like newer music and other music that we have never listened to. It helps a lot. It really does.
He helps us stay relevant.
Honestly, yeah. No, he really does, because I'm still listening to the same shit that I was listening to.
Yeah, you remember the album that came out last year? Yeah. It was 1993.
It's the year I was fucking born. How about you, Kenny?
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, yeah, on the way here, I was listening to my buddy's band, With the End in Mind. They're from Olympia, Washington.
Okay.
It's a really good album. You know? It took me a little bit to warm up to it, but yeah, really dig it. And it's the only thing in my car, so I'm forced to listen
That helps,
to it.
yeah.
It's With the End in Mind. Is that what you said?
With the End in Mind.
Is it James Ben?
Yeah.
Oh, nice, cool.
What about you, Mike?
Last thing I listened to was Purple Rain.
You need to get off the Prince kick. What are you doing?
He's so good.
We have a Prince riff in Lower Forms. I don't know if you caught it.
Yeah, we do.
Really? I'm not a huge Prince fan, so yeah, I wouldn't have caught it. But
the guy, he's an amazing guitarist, dude. He's a badass guitarist, at least. But yeah, I mean, it's good to take from somewhere else. I wanted to mention that too. We're not going to keep taking from just brutal death, grind, slam, and all that stuff because it becomes stagnant. Like we will take from really, really different areas, man. Like my like weird beatboxing shit can kind of be traced back to Korn and some Disturbed shit and stuff that I didn't intentionally do that at all. But like moving forward, I think a lot of what I was listening to in like middle school kind of came out in my vocals later.
And now y'all are gonna steal a bunch of Prince shit, so that's cool.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird stuff in Lower Forms. I wouldn't care to say where it came from.
If we told you where all the riffs and all the drum beats and all the bass parts and all the vocal parts came from, no one would listen to the record.
Yeah, I mean, no one's listening to it now, but especially no one would listen.
Really?
Really?
What is your album of the year so far?
I'm going with the Abominable Putridities album.
There you go.
Yeah.
What about you, Spence? We're all looking at him because he's the one looking at new releases.
Mine is Witness by Vola. It's amazing. Prog from Copenhagen, Denmark. It's killer. It's very Devin Townsend with a bunch of like Meshuggah influence.
Really good
Yeah,
music.
it's super tight, super well produced. I love it.
You gonna
Oh yeah, there's that newest Lamplos record.
oh, fuck.
Lamppost?
Yeah, Lamplos. It's German, right?
Yeah.
Wow, my voice cracked. Yeah, German. Kind of started off as like
They were one of the founding Black Gaze bands back
Yeah.
in early 2000, like 2009, and then they kind of slowly started transforming through the years. They got a little bit more prog, and then they took like a 8-year break.
is it that fucking long,
8
dude?
years, yeah,
Really?
Yeah.
Melting Sun's that old?
2013.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then so they just dropped this new record, which is like what?
Like post metal, I think
Yeah.
is kind of the best way to put it.
Deftones on steroids.
Yeah,
It's really good.
It's a very good album.
Yeah, their last record was like in a similar vein, but it didn't quite do it for me as much.
But a lot worse.
Yeah, but the newest record seems to be in the same sort of post metal style, but it's a lot more refined. I think that they were kind of stuck to some of the like structural aspects of like kind of the more atmospheric black metal thing that didn't quite translate to like post metal. But now it seems like they have like a better grip on it. I don't know.
Interesting. Those are really diverse answers. Wasn't expecting that from you guys. So I assume that's both Mike and Kendrick's thing is Lamppost, right?
Yeah, that's probably the only modern thing we're listening to. So yeah.
I just noticed your blackboard in the background. You got like a guy drawn on there. What's the deal with that?
Got some dicks.
This has got a lot of stuff.
the dick.
Are there dicks on there? I can't see
No.
the dicks.
I mean, it's a
I don't
gingerbread.
know.
Oh, okay, I see what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Fucking
Oh, yeah,
sick
do
Punisher
you see
store
our
right
calendar
there,
back
dude.
there?
What is it?
Do you see our calendar back there?
Oh yeah. There's a big old. It's hard to probably see in the window, but there's a
Here,
big old
it's important.
penis. Okay, Kenny's gonna share it because he thinks it's funny. Taylor's also 2 years
It's from
old,
2018.
apparently.
Oh, geez, why is it still up there? Eat ass. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, we're adults.
It's what we call band practice.
So you guys have got shirts, hoodies, cassettes, CDs, and digipacks available at logisticslaughter.bandcamp.com. International orders for ungodlyruinsproductions.bandcamp.com. Why do you have digipacks and CDs?
It's what the label did. We
Okay.
basically
Specifically wanted digipacks, so they did that special run for us.
Hard to see a little bit.
But they were already planning on printing
here's
CDs.
a logo tee with art on the back.
Very nice shirts. I
Very
dig 'em.
cool.
So you have the digipacks then, and the label has the CDs. Is that how it works?
We got both.
We actually have a mix of both.
That's so weird, man.
Yeah. Yeah, Russian labels.
Yeah,
the digipacks
obscure Russian
are
label.
limited to a set of 200. The CDs are,
Yeah, I think it's
unlimited.
probably 1,000 or whatever.
God
But yeah,
damn, they printed up a bunch of CDs for you guys. Shit. A lot for
Yeah, it was
like
part
this
of the
time.
deal. That,
This
yeah,
age.
It's like-
we're stoked on that.
Standard Russian way of like, hey, we're sending you a ton of CDs, but it's just CDs,
Yeah.
sleeves.
Yeah.
Oh, you had to put it all together.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta some assembly required.
I'm
CDs.
sure. Yeah, if anyone's ordered like CDs from like an obscure European label, they know what we're talking about.
They
Where
don't
it's like,
give you the jewel case.
yeah, it's assemble your own. It's the Papa Murphy's take and bake version of
Yeah.
funnel.
Do people buy the digipack and the regular CD like in one order?
Not yet.
It's been like either or, basically. Yeah, I think it's mostly just been just digipacks, right?
Yeah, we sold a few CDs.
Yeah.
Because it's a little bit cheaper. But yeah, I think like most people want the digipacks are great. They're really high
Yeah, they're
quality.
really great quality. They really knocked it out of the park.
So when's the vinyl coming?
It's a good question.
We talked to the label about doing it and also doing like a reprint of Corrosive.
Mhm.
But who knows?
Yeah, we're exploring our options. If anyone wants to help us press it, then hit us up.
I
Anyone
would
watching.
die to see Logistic Slaughter LP. That would be fucking.
We're definitely eventually going to press stuff on vinyl. I think it's just a matter of when, because there's obviously vinyl plants are like back ordered. I think
Right.
at least 6 to 8 months for the most part, kind of across the board, and then also it's expensive. So if there's
Yeah, a
enough-
couple months ago, I started trying to find a plant to press my stuff, and some of them are telling me that they're not taking orders until like March. Like that's when they're starting to schedule, and that was like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah. So you can get the merch and stuff from logisticslaughter.bandcamp.com and international orders again at ungodlyruinsproductions.com. Is there anything else you guys wanted to bring up, or should we just head to the outro?
Just again, if you want copies of the tape, it might be sold out through them, but
That's
Barbaric Brutality. And also just support them in general. They're really great guys.
Yeah.
They have some awesome releases. So check out I think they have their own website. I don't think it's through Bandcamp. But if you just type Barbaric Brutality in Google, it should pop up. Yeah.
And
So that's
shout out to Austin for fucking.
Oh yeah,
making
Austin
sure that we
from
hooked up.
Metal Injection.
Oh
Hell
yeah,
yeah,
Austin
dude.
Weber is awesome. Great guy, great guy. He's
Yeah,
actually the one that
dude.
hooked me up with y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
fuck
That's
yeah.
what I
Oh
want.
yeah,
Give them some
appreciate that seriously, and everyone get out there and play Silent Hill 2. Go play that game if you
Alrighty.
can find it.
Okay, the Silent Hill sponsorship. I like it.
Yeah,
So if you are looking for the leading edge of brutal death metal, you should check out Logistic Slaughter's latest album, Lower Forms of Life, which dropped in April on Ungodly Ruins Productions and Barbaric Brutality. You guys are on Facebook, Bandcamp, Instagram, YouTube, and all streaming services. Are there any other social plugs I'm missing?
OnlyFans?
Yeah, we're working on it. Keep your eyes.
There are bands actually doing that nowadays.
I
Which
know.
Is, which is
That's
wild.
smart. Kudos to them, dude.
Get that check.
As for me, drop my channel follow so you always know when I go live. You can also sub to get access to the interviews before they hit YouTube and streaming services, as well as some exclusive emotes. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. YouTube folks, if you like the video, please drop a like, click the notification bell, and don't forget to subscribe. It's a great way to support me for free. Check out my music, The Sound That Ends Creation, at thesoundthatenscreation.bandcamp.com. Dropping a new single tomorrow. It's called Get Your Shirt Off, It's Pervert Time, and it features Cameron McBride of Methwitch. So look out for that. Video should be coming on Metal Injection pretty early tomorrow. My next guest is Weston Supermame. Join us this Wednesday the 4th at 12 p.m. Central for the live cast. Thanks for being here, guys. Hope you had a good time.
Yeah, totally. Awesome.
Thank you.
Hell yeah, and thank you guys for watching and listening.